All right, let's dive right into one of the most incredible projects happening right now, right at the edge of medicine and technology. We're talking about Neuralink's plan to restore sight with a brain implant they're calling Blindsight.
It's a question that sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie, right? But it is rapidly becoming a scientific reality. Can we really, truly give back a sense as basic as vision? Let's take a look at how Neuralink is planning to do exactly that.
So, to really get a handle on the solution, we've got to first understand the problem they're trying to solve. Here's the core challenge. You've got the optic nerve. Think of it like the main data cable that connects your eye to your brain. When that cable gets damaged, the connection is just gone. It doesn't matter how well the eye is working, that visual information has no path to get to the brain. And for millions of people, that has meant permanent blindness.
This is where Neuralink's Blindsight comes in. And as you can see right here in this diagram, the big idea isn't to fix that broken cable. Nope, the implant just bypasses it completely. It goes straight to the brain's vision processing center, the visual cortex, to feed it information directly. So how in the world does a chip talk to the brain to create an image? Well, it's a pretty fascinating process.
The target is this very specific area you see here, the visual cortex. You can basically think of this as the brain's own built-in graphics card. This is the part that takes all the raw data and turns it into the rich, visual world that we all experience. Blindsight's goal is to feed it data from the source.
This metaphor of painting with light pixels is really the perfect way to get it. The implant doesn't send a complete HD image. Instead, it uses these tiny little electrical signals to stimulate neurons, which makes you feel like you're seeing small points of light. They're called phosphenes. So by firing up a specific pattern of these neurons, it can essentially paint a basic image right inside the user's mind. So it all really boils down to this three-step process. First, you bypass the damaged optic nerves. Second, these tiny, flexible threads get implanted into the visual cortex. And then finally, those threads send electrical patterns that the brain actually learns to interpret as sight. And get this isn't done by hand. The procedure needs a robot that works with the precision of a high-tech sewing machine, inserting hundreds of these microscopic wires deep into the brain really quickly and safely. It's just an incredible feat of surgical engineering. Okay, so this all sounds amazing in theory, but is it actually working? Let's look at the proof and the progress from the lab to, well, real life. 3 years, actually more than 3 years. That's how long a Neuralink vision implant has been successfully working inside a primate. This isn't just some quick lab test. This is a powerful demonstration of the tech's long-term stability. Looking at the animal trials here, this macaque was able to process visual signals sent right to its brain. The fact that the device is still working years later is a massive milestone. It proves the hardware isn't just effective, but it's also durable and safe for long-term use inside the body. And we already have proof that this works in humans, just with a different Neuralink device. The telepathy implant allowed Nolan Arbog, a man with paralysis, to control a computer cursor just with his thoughts, playing games, browsing the web. It shows that the core brain-computer interface tech isn't just possible, it actually works. This timeline really puts the speed of all this into perspective. From just being founded in 2016 to successful primate trials, and now the first human implant for paralysis. So the next logical step, human trials for Blindsight, is expected to happen very, very soon. So what would this new sight actually be like for a person? I think it's really important to set some realistic expectations here. This slide gives us a fantastic comparison. The initial vision won't be like flipping a switch to perfect 20/20. It'll be more like watching an old, low-resolution TV, a bit grainy, but clear enough to make out shapes and outlines. The key thing, though, is that the potential for a high-def upgrade is built right in from the start. But even that low-res vision would be absolutely life-changing. We're talking about the ability to navigate a hallway by yourself, to tell the difference between large objects, to see the outline of a loved one's face from across the room. It's about restoring a fundamental connection to the world around you. And here is maybe the most exciting part. The hardware is just the beginning. Think of it just like your phone. It gets better with software updates, right? In the exact same way, the quality of vision from the implant can be improved over time with smarter and smarter algorithms that get better at painting those pixels in the brain. This brings us to the final and maybe the most mind-bending part of this whole story. The goal here isn't just to fix what's broken.
The long-term vision for this technology is to go beyond therapy and into the realm of human enhancement, to go past what our biological eyes are even capable of.
What kind of enhancement are we talking about? Well, imagine being able to see in the dark using infrared, or being able to perceive ultraviolet light like some insects can. Or what about getting eagle vision with incredible long-distance clarity? These aren't just fantasies, they are real theoretical possibilities when you can feed data directly into the brain.
But why do this? Well, the core idea is that as artificial intelligence becomes exponentially more powerful, enhancing our own biology might be what's necessary for us to keep pace and to make sure humanity stays a key part of the future we're all building together.
And this all leads to one final, really crucial question. As we move from restoring our senses to augmenting them, we have to start reconsidering the very definition of human experience. When technology can upgrade our biology, what does it really mean to be human? That's definitely something to think about.